Okay, everybody, welcome to the third annual Silver Summit. Um, if you don't know me, and you should know me by now, my name is Susan Ayers-Walker, and I'm the founder and co-producer of the Silver Summit. And actually, we started the Digital Health Summit last year, so I founded that as well. And if you tried to get into the Digital Health Summit yesterday, it was absolutely crazy. So we're hoping for a very similar day, a few lines in the hall of people trying to get in, a full room, and so let me tell you what to expect today. We're going to have a full, fast day of panels and speakers. So we have 8 panels, 4 in the morning, 4 in the afternoon. We have a keynote starting the morning and a keynote starting the afternoon at 1 o'clock. And we'll have a short lunch break. And there may be some food in the room, and a half an hour for lunch. So protect your seat if you have to take a bio break. They're out the door and to the left, but we're not going to have any breaks between panels. So it's going to be panel, 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 panel. So that's what you can expect today. If you have a cell phone on, please put it on vibrate because we're filming. And all of our panel sessions here will be on the Silver Summit website, as are the last 2 years of panel sessions. So you'll be, if you've missed something, you want to go back and look at something, you want to go back and look at the slides, they're going to be there right on that Silver Summit website. No passwords, you can just go and look at them, download them, reference them on your websites if you'd like to, share them with your friends, and they'll be there all year. And then we'll have the 4th next year. And so here's some of the takeaways that you're going to have from today. This morning we're going to learn from Dr. Gary Small, and you may have seen him on the Today Show or Early Morning America. He's got a brand new book out right now. Where is it? The Naked Lady Who Stood on Her Head. So I'm going to be raffling off a few of these books at the noontime fun lunch break. So if you want an autographed copy, you'll have to be able to answer an intriguing question about today's presentation. So listen carefully, because Gary's going to tell you about your iBrain on Google. And we're going to find out what do boomers buy and why. We've got a real expert panel on that that's really going to give us some insight into the buying habits of older adults. We've got a panel of pundits and really interesting folk who are all journalists, and they're going to kind of share their pet peeves about gorgeous gadgets that drive you nuts. You know, we all buy these gorgeous gadgets, but they give us a real headache when we try to get them out of the box and try to make them work for ourselves. So it'll be an interesting panel. There'll be a panel on universal design. We're going to take a deep dive into universal design and accessibility for disabled people. Because as we age, we may age into disabilities of sight, diminished hearing, and how can we impress upon the designers of technology to give us better access to electronics, a little bigger buttons, better accessibility, some standards. So we're going to take a deep dive into that with some people who have disabilities. And so they're going to share some of their pet peeves and what they'd like to see. We're going to have a noontime half-hour break. We're going to have a robot on stage here, so we'll have some interesting fun with the robot. This afternoon, we're going to really kind of start to look at the caregiving aspect. The morning is fun and boomers, but the afternoon, we're going to kind of get into that area of taking care of mom and dad and taking care of ourselves as we grow elderly. And so we're going to look at the smart, aware home of the future and what's coming there. We're going to look at intelligent systems for monitoring, reminding, and connecting older adults so they don't get isolated and they have access and they're not on the other side of that digital divide. And we're going to divulge secrets from some of the top companies of high-touch customer service. In other words, when a piece of electronics doesn't work and you call them up, but you really don't know the right questions to ask, you certainly don't want an 18-year-old snapping gum at you and giving you all these buzzwords and jargon that you don't understand. So we're going to talk about that high-touch customer service that's really necessary for the aging boomer generation. And then in the end, we're going to introduce Age Tech. Last year, we had a meeting here at CES with some of our sponsors, and Age Tech was formed, and it's a brand new industry trade group that is of companies that provide products and services to the aging community. So you're going to hear more about them. And if you have a product or service, you may want to consider joining Age Tech as a member. We could not do this conference and have that beautiful exhibit hall and have this free to all of you if we didn't have all these wonderful sponsors here. So please join me in giving a round of applause and a thank you to all of these sponsors who make, thank you. For those of you who are in the audience, thank you so much, because we never want to charge for this conference. We always want it to be free for you. So without further ado, we're going to have our opening keynote. So I would like to bring our moderator to the stage at this point, Dan Michel. And Dan is the founder and CEO of Dakim, which is a company that's doing work in the area of brain fitness. And Dan and his company have a wonderful booth down on the show floor. So go down and find it in the Silver Summit area and put on the headphones and try the brain fitness exercises. I think you'll be quite surprised. They're very engaging. So Dan, take it away.
Thank you, Susan. Okay. Thank you, and good morning, everybody. I'm really pleased to introduce our keynote speaker today, Gary Small. He's a professor of psychiatry and aging, and he's the director of the Center on Aging at UCLA. Gary's focused much of his career on studying the early detection and treatment of Alzheimer's disease and related forms of age-related memory decline. His research, funded by the NIH, has led to the development of brain imaging technologies that really detect the first, earliest signs of brain aging and Alzheimer's disease years before those symptoms are apparent in patients. And obviously, this is really important if we're going to make progress and start treating people early. This has led to expanded Medicare coverage for brain PET scanning. And he's also developed lots of lifestyle and memory training programs that are available in senior communities and centers throughout the U.S. I met Gary about 10 years ago when I first founded Dakim Brain Fitness. And he became Dakim's chief scientific advisor. And in that role, he's really helped us shape our product to both maximize its effectiveness and its usability. One of the most important things I think about Gary as a scientist is he's not only someone who has lots of vision, he's a pragmatist. And he knows that when it comes to things like brain fitness, if you have the best program but no one's going to use it, it won't do any good. So he's really helped us make our product both efficacious as well as something people want to use. And we really appreciate that. Gary has authored more than 500 scientific works. He's received numerous awards and honors. Among them, Scientific American named him one of the 50 most important scientists in the world. It hasn't gone to his head, though. He's authored 5 popular books, one of which Susan just held up today, including the New York Times bestseller, The Memory Bible, which really is a practical guide to helping preserve brain health, which is a terrific, and it is really a terrific book. And it's how old, Gary? 5 years?